Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, the Pope is at it again, which is fine. And what am I talking about? I have this little article here from Ukrainska Pravda, and the headline reads, Pope Francis says he will come to both Kiev and Moscow or neither. This is from March 11th, 2023, which is today. It's very, it should be admired that the Pope would like to go and try to mediate something between the two brothers fighting. But there are some issues that I think the Pope doesn't take into consideration. Now, you don't have to be necessarily an Eastern Orthodox, which both nations, Ukrainian nation and Russian nation, are majority Eastern Orthodox, not Catholics. The Pope, represents the Catholic Church. I got some articles here and some studies and reveal that neither Russia nor Ukraine have a high percentage of Catholics in their country or countries. But it don't have to be, as I said, you can be a Buddhist or a Muslim and try to bring peace among brothers or humans. That's something that it's beyond a religious denomination, So it's good that the Pope would like to do that and go and visit both Kiev and Moscow. And if not both, then neither. So he says in this article that he would like to go and visit Kiev, and after Kiev, he wants to go to Moscow. But if he is not allowed to do both, then he's going to do neither. Well, that's good that the Pope wants to do this, but I think he's missing a few details that actually change a lot. I used to have a friend who, when we used to plan something, an activity, and the activity, required some preparation and all that. And sometimes when we were about to go and do the activity, like let's say go in the mountainside for a few days, or do something that required preparation, I might receive a phone call from him or meet with him, and he would tell me, "Hey, there's a little problem. Okay, what's the problem? And after a while, I realized that the problem, every time when it was a little problem, actually the problem was so little that stopped everything. So the same here. I hope that Pope Francis realizes that these little things that kind of are around will change everything in his visits in Kiev and Moscow. What am I talking about? First, he should not go to Kiev and Moscow. He's going in the wrong place to talk with the wrong people. He should go a little bit more to the west of Ukraine, and yes, to Moscow. But first should go to somewhere else, like Washington, D.C., I might suggest. The problem is, again, the United States of America is not a Catholic majority. I don't think it has a majority of Catholics in this country, but Protestants are the majority. But it's okay, again. If you want peace, it doesn't matter if you're a Muslim and you meet a Christian or a Jew and say, "My guys, don't fight anymore." That's the whole purpose, to love everyone the same way. But I think he's going in the wrong direction. Now, let's see what this article says. So maybe we get some details from the Pope. So Pope Francis says he will come to both Kiev and Moscow or neither. Well, I don't know if you're going to solve anything, and I don't know if you will be well received as a Catholic in two Orthodox nations. But hey, and I will tell you why that could be a little problem, as my friend used to say. Pope Francis has said that he would like to visit Ukraine, but would only do so if he can visit Moscow afterwards. European Pravda, citing Pope Francis' interview in La Nación, an Argentinian newspaper. Details: I am willing, and I'm quoting, "I am willing to go to Kiev. I want to go to Kiev, but on the condition that I go to Moscow. I go to both places or neither, end quote, Pope Francis said. I admire that. I think that's the right thing to do. Go on both sides and try to discuss with both sides, but one side is not the right one. You shouldn't go to Kiev, you should go somewhere else. Anyway, but that's my assessment of this, okay? He acknowledged that he cannot visit Moscow at present, but said it was, and I'm quoting, not impossible. And I'm quoting the Pope, I hope we will be able to do it, but I make no promises, end quote, he added. He also said that he invited Ukrainian President Zelensky to a papal audience in the Vatican. In the end, he postponed it after the latest bombing and said he was not calling it off, but postponing it to a time when he could travel. Francis said, well, he traveled in many places, but he didn't come to you. So I would mention as well two more things here with the Pope that are little problems, and doesn't have to be a big problem. First, Zelensky, he's Jewish, which again, you're gonna have a Jewish guy. I don't know if he's how do you call it, observant Jew, or he's just Jew by birth and all that. But it doesn't matter. He is what he is. Just as a matter of fact, it would not change anything. You know, he can be a Muslim. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. But he's just a Jew, Ukrainian Orthodox, Russian Orthodox, and a Catholic. What's missing? A Muslim, a Buddhist, a Hindu, a Shinto, and atheist. Okay, so that's another little thing, I guess. One of those things. Another little thing that it is, the Pope insulted the Patriarch of the Russian Church. So Kirill, if you remember, if you don't remember, I will remind you. He said he told Kirill to stop being Putin's altar boy. Well, something like this, where I come from, would be a reason to smack someone. You mean if someone would call you that, you go and smack that person. You smack it like this, first, and if he tries to and becomes mouthy, then you beat the guy. So I don't think that you can do this among these brothers, but if I look back in history, there's going to be another little problem I'm going to mention here. If you look in their history, and you're going to find out that the Orthodoxy was never attacking the Catholicism in Europe, but it was always vice versa. So again, the Orthodox, how do you call these guys, believers, right? They do not look very fondly to the Catholics, especially to the papality, to the Pope. Why? Look the schisms, and look how many times the so-called Crusaders went to the Holy Land, and they went through what land? To Greek Orthodox land, and what did they do? They didn't go over there peaceful. They even tried to siege Constantinople a few times, if you remember, or Byzantium, the Byzantine Empire, which is the Eastern Orthodox, used to be Eastern Roman Empire, which was Greek Orthodox. So that's another impediment for some people that don't forget that, especially the clergy in Russia and Ukraine. But hey, turn the other cheek, love your enemy, blah, blah, blah. It's all right with that. So there's so many impediments for the Pope to go. Regarding Kirill, do you think that he's going to go over there on Kirill's turf? I don't think it's going to happen. After he said what he said, I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, I understand Kirill is not a good Christian because he doesn't forgive his brother or whatever he is. But I still think, according to what I read, that actually it's still a little war between the papality and any other religion. But hey, don't quote me on that one. And I want to show you a little bit the proportion of Christians, the denominations in Russia and Ukraine. So we make a point by that. Let's see which one we get first. Let's get first, I'm going to go on Wikipedia, and this is the easiest, and nobody will, I'm going to go first to Wikipedia, and I'm going to use Russia and then Ukraine. And then I'm going to go to a different site, which is Wikipedia, and I'm going to use something else. So Russia, I go over here, and it says here religion, and it says 47.4% Christianity, Russian Christianity, which is Orthodoxy, 41 out of 47%, 6% other. So others could be, I don't think they are, those guys were banned. Jehovah's Witnesses, they were banned, I think, in Russia, but I'm pretty sure they could be Catholics, that could be born-again Christians, the Pentecostals, there are a lot. So that's the others. No religion, Islam. Islam is even more than the other Christians, if you see here. Buddhism, okay, so it's a very small minority, a little problem. Let's go to Ukraine, the same thing, but Ukraine in the Wikipedia doesn't give me the denominations. It just gives me 87.3 Christianity, which is, I know it's Orthodox Christianity. So then I will go to another one, which Wikipedia, but I go to religion in Ukraine, and then they have it broken down on denomination. So in Ukraine, you have Orthodoxy, which is Russian Orthodox, Greek Orthodox, however you want to call it, Ukrainian Orthodox, 72%. Catholicism is 9%. So it's 9% of 87, was it? 87. So again, I think it's a very fringe minority, a little problem, you know what I mean? Very little problem here. And then I go to Russia, which was what, like 43%? 41 was 40, so it was 6% out of 47. All right, so then I go here to this, religion in Russia from Wikipedia again, and we get Russian Orthodoxy 41, other Christians 6.3, Muslims and Buddhists and all that. So you don't get a lot of Orthodox Catholics, I'm talking. So yeah, it doesn't mean that the Pope cannot go over there. I allow him to go. Okay, let's put it this way. Just kidding. I don't care. He can do whatever he wants. But I think he's gonna have a big wall, and not like a China, like the big wall of China, like this big wall, like this big wall, like Trump's wall that you can't climb. Anyway, so here it is, my friends. It's good that he wants to go over there. I don't think he will go over there. I don't think he will be successful. I don't think he will be allowed. But it's good that at least he's got the heart in the right place. We'll see. But I think his heart should go much more to the west first than Kiev. But maybe the gesture is good. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.